on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking at something very special. We have an early sample release of the WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition Greatest Grudges 1992, The Curse of Papa Shango, featuring an alternate Papa Shango and the Ultimate Warrior. First and foremost, a huge thank you to Mattel for sending me this early sample to review for you guys and give you a full-on, in-depth look at these two Ultimate figures. Very excited for the set. Love these kind of like vintage, early 90s figures. We did get the Gobbledygooker and the Undertaker earlier. Now we're getting the Greatest Grudges 92 with Shango and the Ultimate Warrior. This is available only on Amazon. It is their exclusive, so that is up for pre-order now for the retail price of $74.99, I believe. So if you are interested in this pack, you can go ahead and grab it there. But look at this packaging. Anytime we get these Ultimate Edition like special sets, there's always this like special feel to it with the box. It's like this experience of unboxing it. Look at the front here. You'll see the Mattel logo. WWE Mattel presents Greatest Grudges 92 Ultimate Edition. You get the image of Papa Shango and the Ultimate Warrior, official action figure of WWE. Flipping over to the side here, you can see the Ultimate Edition logo with Ultimate Warrior versus Papa Shango. Flip on the top, the Greatest Grudges 1992. And on the side here, you'll get the image of Warrior and Papa Shango. And just like a lot of these Ultimate Editions, you can remove the slip box up here. And we can unbox these figures. As you can see, your standard Ultimate Edition figures in the box here. We'll start off with Papa Shango first. You can see how great this looks. So again, with the exclusives, you do get the red outlay on the Ultimate Edition versus the mainline, which has predominantly the white. See the awesome figure here. This is the first time I'm seeing it in hand. You get 3 heads, the hat, the cape, interchangeable hands, the necklace. This figure looks so good. I actually do not have any Papa Shangos in my collection. I don't know. I missed a lot of the releases, so it's just kind of crazy and surreal that they're doing an Ultimate of them. You'll see the Ultimate Edition logo. On the top, it does say Shango. On the other side, you'll see the Papa Shango nameplate, as well as the image of Papa Shango with just the WWE logo up here up top. On the back, you get the awesome figure photography, a little bit of the stats and the read-up if you guys do want to take a look. Love that image of Papa Shango. Personally, the Godfather was my favorite of these gimmicks, but I'm happy to have Papa Shango here as well. Let's go ahead and grab the Ultimate Warrior. If you guys want to get a quick side-by-side before we get rid of Papa Shango, there's a quick look at the two in the box. But I love how these come with a slip box, and you still get your standard Ultimate Edition box with these figures. So Warrior looks great. He does have the darker skin tone. I don't know if it's quite as dark as the SummerSlam Ultimate that we get at Target, but the figure looks so nice and clean with the blue and the white. You get the chalk line jacket here with the Ultimate Warrior on the back. It looks so awesome. You can see the interchangeable hands. You get 3 interchangeable heads. One has that kind of like black stuff on his face from the Curse of Papa Shango. Warrior does look great. We've got so many different Ultimate Warriors, but again, get the standard red outlay in the front. Ultimate Edition logo. On the top, you'll see Warrior. On the side, the Ultimate Warrior nameplate. The other side, you will get the image of the Ultimate Warrior. On the back, again, your awesome figure photography, the image of the Ultimate Warrior. If you guys want to pause and take a look at the read-up, you can do so. But let's come back. We're going to grab these two guys out of their packaging, take a look at the little Easter eggs on the top and the bottom of the box, and look at these figures full-on in depth. For those of you new to the Ultimate Edition line, there's always an homage to each character hidden on the top and inside of the box. So on the top for Papa Shango's packaging, it says Voodoo Curse, and on the bottom, it says Beware of Papa Shango. For Warrior, it says Fear the land that my warriors walk upon, and on the bottom, it says Speak to me, warriors. Let's start off this review by taking a look at Papa Shango out of the packaging. So he does come with quite a few accessories. You will get a set of the fisted hands as your interchangeable hands. You'll see one does have the spider tattoo on his hand. You also do get these kind of like gesturing hands. I want to say they're the Randy Orton posing hands. Also does have the little spider on here. If you guys want to get a quick close-up, we can do so here. You can see the nice added detail on the interchangeable hands. Always do appreciate stuff like that. You also do get a lot of accessories that come with the figure. So I'm going to call this a voodoo necklace. I don't really know what it is. Forgive me. I don't know. I just don't really remember, honestly. But here's a look at it. You can see it does have a nice skull on it. Do like the sculpting, the beads around it, the different pieces attached at the end. Nice detailing here by Mattel. I do like it. I wish I knew what exactly this was called. I'm sure some of you guys will know and will call me out in the comments section down below. But this looks pretty cool. You also do get this ridiculous entrance cape. You can see how nice it looks. So it does have like a silver kind of design here on the kind of outer part. You can see little like cuts and little tassels hanging off of it. Looks really cool, really nicely done. Kind of reminds me of a space blanket, to be honest. There is a black kind of like leather collar that goes over it. It does Velcro on in the front here for this figure here. And there are actually 2 straps, and I hope I put it on the correct way. There's 2 straps on here. I was originally thinking maybe this was for his hands, but it just makes sense for it to go over his shoulders. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Kind of a little bit of elastic bands on there. You can see how it is on the actual cape itself. He also does come with this entrance hat with a feather in it, the big top hat here, black design to it all around. Get a quick close-up. Pretty good. You also do get, like I said, he comes with a lot. You get 3 interchangeable heads. So you do have the plain kind of head here. You got a screaming scan, and you got more of a pissed off look for Papa Shango. So definitely a lot of designs. I do like how the face paint came out on all of these heads. Obviously the shaved head. And the last accessory, you also do get a necklace, which is removable. The Bones necklace, which looks pretty cool. He does actually have the mic open holding hands on the figure that comes with it. And we will take a quick deep dive at it. So look at that head. Obviously, we're going to zoom in on all the heads and swap them on the ultimate body. But look at the tattoo detailing, man. It's just like insane on another level. You'll see the design on his singlet as well. Take a look at the tats there. Look at it continuing on the forearms, on the inside, the biceps. Like, he is tatted up to the T, man. You can see the design on the back of his singlet. Looks pretty cool, man. I do like the look of it. Going down the plain, kind of like black, but he does have designs on the side of his pants. Same, different design on the other side here. And you can see he does have the red lace boots, black with the red soles. And here's what I'm really annoyed at, which is kind of distracting me. You can see how the leg just like does not want to go back. And I feel like I've been trying to like play with it off camera, and it's just, I believe this is kind of like how a lot of Papa Shango figures, the Elite figures were. Definitely how like some of the other Kama, like the Supreme Fighting Machine figures, it's like his legs just don't want to bend back, which is really frustrating. But let's go through some quick articulation. The head obviously will fully rotate. There is the butterfly joint here, which moves pretty nice. The arms go fully around. They also do go in and out. You do have the bicep cut. The double jointed pinless elbows, which look really nice. The hands do fully rotate and hinge. You get the diaphragm joint, which moves a decent amount, not a crazy amount. Waist swivel. And here's where I'm worried, the legs. So there is the drop down hips. He can actually kick up pretty high. There is a thigh cut before we go there. The double jointed pin legs. So I feel like Mattel has been going back to the pin legs because I don't think they can figure out the pinless quite yet. They were really stiff. You do get the boot cut. This does have, I believe, the older boot articulation. It goes up and down a little bit. Slight rocker. It does have the toe articulation. The splits, this is what I was worried to do. Not the best, but you can get him in a little bit of a split pose. And look at those drop down hips, man. I worry they're going to break. And that's kind of like, this knee is also a little loose, man. Look at that. Look how that moves. But it's just hard to get him to stand, like, without an awkward pose. So I don't know what it is with my joint. I don't know if it needs to be heated. I don't know if it's just those ugly old ratchet joints coming back again. But that's a big gripe of mine. So let's quickly run through all the heads on the ultimate body. So we have the straight face scan that we just took a look at. You do have, I guess I'm going to call this the angry head. I don't know the expression. It just looks a little odd, to be honest. And lastly, you have the screaming head scan. And if you want to bring all the heads back, I think I'm going to go with the original as my favorite. The screaming scan, my second favorite, and the kind of weird looking one has my least favorite from the set. So I unfortunately do not have the Elite Papa Shango figures in my collection. But what I do have is a bunch of different characters who Charles Roy played throughout his wrestling career. On the very left, we have Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine. Probably my favorite, we have the Nation of Domination, Kama Mustafa. And of course, we do have the Godfather, which we are getting another form in the Legends line real soon. But you'll see the size difference, especially with like the Supreme Fighting Machine. And you can see that he had the same kind of leg issue. You can't really like bend his legs too far back. It like just kind of gives him like this big butt that sticks out. With Kama, Mustafa, they are actually This figure is actually smaller, which I'm surprised. The Ultimates are usually bigger than the other figures, but here's him next to the Godfather. Godfather's a little taller, which I'm surprised. This Ultimate is actually smaller than most of these Elite figures. Moving on to the Ultimate Warrior. Would you believe it? I think this is our 5th or technically 6th Ultimate Edition Ultimate Warrior. We had WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania 7. We had the SummerSlam Ultimate from Target. We had technically 2 WCW Ultimates, one with the Greatest Hits and one with Series 1. And now we're getting him with the Greatest Grudges 2-pack here. Kind of crazy, but again, he is the Ultimate Warrior. Very fan-friendly, right? So, accessory-wise, you do get a set of the Gorilla Press hands, which I was annoyed when they didn't include it with that one Ultimate. I'm glad that they did come with this figure. You get a set of the pointing hands, a set of mic open holding hands, but no fist, which is a little annoying because his skin tone is pretty unique for this figure. Now, I wanted to have this figure all decked out, of course, and sorry if anyone called it the intro and I offended you. I called this a chalk line jacket. I'm like, whoops. Just what I'm used to today. I wanted to have this beautiful jacket on this Warrior figure, but then I realized that it was kind of a snug fit on the actual arms, and I didn't want to tear it. So I think your best bet is to remove the tassels and the armbands, and it should fit on no problem. But I figured, let me go through this figure with his ring gear on, and then we can obviously port this jacket on this figure. But if you guys want to get a quick close-up, it is really nicely done. Feels like a vintage jacket. Look at the image of the Warrior on the back. It says the Ultimate Warrior. Again, you can see the nice collar. Nice design on the sleeves as well, all the way at the bottom of the jacket. You got a World Wrestling Entertainment, unfortunately, on the front here, but looks pretty good. Just Velcros on the front, so this will look nice on your Warrior. Additionally, you get 3 interchangeable heads. You get kind of like a straight face, kind of like teeth out one. It looks a little goofy. You get the Screaming one, of course, with the Warrior here, and then a repainted one with that black goo on his face from Papa Shango, from the Curse of Papa Shango here. So you can see the different head sculpts here. Nice, like kind of coloring to the hair. I do like the kind of like shade or wash to it, but they all do have the same kind of mullet hair that we are known for with the Ultimate Warrior. It looks pretty good. Looking at the skin tone, this is kind of my gripe with Mattel doing it. I get why they're doing it. They want to be more authentic and have more accuracy as far as the skin tone. So I appreciate that. But then when I have like 75 of the Warriors in my collection and they all have different, like, it's just kind of, it's hard to get used to. It took me a while even with the Hogans. And I feel like I've kind of started to like remove some of those lighter skin tone or pale Hogans from my collection. So I don't know what's going on with the Warrior. Like, I don't know if this is what we're going to see skin tone wise going forward on Elites, or I mean the most recent WCW Warrior that came out had regular tan skin tone. So I don't know if they're just going to stick to the 80s Warriors having this skin tone or what, or early 90s, but he does have the darker skin tone. The face paint on this figure does look pretty awesome. We will get a zoom in on all these different heads. So I will say this head is a little bobbly. I feel like I do remember that being the case with the SummerSlam Ultimate as well. But you can get a quick close-up here. We'll take a look at the torso. You can see the different tassels on here. They are articulated. Obviously, the bright colors were known with the Warrior with the orange and the yellow. It does have the pink on the back here. It does have these beautiful armbands. I love the white with the Warrior logo. And again, you can see the same frills on the armband. Other side of the armbands also articulate. Looking at his trunks, very similar from what I'm remembering to that Ultimate Edition from SummerSlam. You can see the different attachments here, more like kind of tassels. Love the Warrior logo. The white looks good with the blue. On the back, it says the Ultimate Warrior. That looks really nice and clean, dudes. I really do like that a lot. Does have the knee pads here. You can see the Warrior logo. They are articulated as well. That looks pretty good. He does have these other tassels coming down. And the boots here, if you guys want to take a look underneath, those actually look pretty good. They remind me of like the Road Warrior boots, but I'm guessing those are specifically sculpted for this figure, right? You can see he does have the kind of bluish color to it. Does have some red in these tassels as well, so that looks pretty nice. Just looking around here, figure just looks really nice and clean. All these Warrior figures are always so toyetic, and they really do pop, right? But articulation-wise, head will fully rotate. You do have this beautiful butterfly joint, nice and smooth. The arms will also hinge in and out. You do have the bicep cut. You have the double jointed pinless elbows, hands rotate and hinge. You do have the diaphragm joint, which gets you okay articulation. You do have the waist swivel, which feels nice and smooth. Legs, A little stiff, but not awful. Not what we're used to with some of these last few lines. The drop down hips are what they are. You can drop them down. They kick up about that much. I want to say he does have a little bit of that bounce back, if you guys can see that here. But that's always kind of been the case with a lot of these like warrior figures. There is a thigh cut. The knees are a little stiff. Are they pinless? I believe they are the pinless legs, so that I feel like that's how you know. There is a boot articulation. This is the new, I believe, boot mold, or the new ankle articulation here. It looks really nice. It does hinge up and down a lot easier. Like I said, I always was afraid to move the older boot articulation because I feel like once you move them, like they got so loose. Ankle rotation is really good. There is also toe articulation on this. So I really do like that upgrade. The boot actually looks way more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. So these small subtle changes on Ultimates and Elites are just really take the figure to, I feel, another level. All right, let's swap some heads. So here we have the scan we just looked at, kind of like that bucktooth look here. We have the Screaming scan here, and I'm just a sucker for Warrior Screaming. He was just so intense. I feel like all my figures, if they have like swappable heads, they just have the ultimate kind of like Screaming scan on it, but this looks really nice. And this head sculpt is pretty much the same as the other one, except you have the Screaming scan with that black running down his face. So I do like that Mattel added this. It's just something nice and extra for you. And as promised, here's the Ultimate Warrior with the jacket on, and it looks okay. I did leave the armbands on there. Sorry, I'm going to be honest, it was a little lazy. If you remove them, it'd probably even be an even better fit. Personally, I'm probably not going to display him with a jacket. It is pretty cool. It is very different. I just actually really like the white and this blue kind of gear underneath. I feel like it's too nice to cover up. But if you guys want to display him with a jacket, I suggest removing the wristbands off here. As you can see, as I did, they just pop the hands right off and they slide right off. And that'll give you a better look for this warrior. If you're going to definitely display him with a jacket, I'd say even remove the arm tassels as well, and it'll have a better fit. But the jacket is really sweet. So I'm curious to know, are you guys going to display him with the jacket if you grab him, or are you going to go with just his ring gear? All right, comparison time. So here we have all of the Ultimate Edition Ultimate Warriors. We have WrestleMania 7 here on the left. Absolutely love this figure. We have the SummerSlam Ultimate here, and you'll see this is the one that has the darker skin tone. And we will definitely pull them out real quick and compare. We have the WrestleMania 6. I really want to love this Ultimate, and I just don't. I don't know. Something about it is just lacking. I kind of want them to redo it yet again. I know we're getting it from the vault as an Elite, but I don't know, this just didn't hit like it should have. I feel like we need to get another version plussed up some way. I don't know, just, I know people are going to say we don't need any more, but I don't know, this is my opinion. And then we have the WCW Ultimate, the Greatest Hits version here, all the way on the right. But these are the two I really wanted to compare. As far as the skin tone, I think this new one is a tad lighter, and it's going to be hard to tell with the duster on, but you can kind of see it. The new one is a tad lighter of a brown, I want to say. You can see it is a little darker on this brand new, or excuse me, on the SummerSlam Ultimate versus the Greatest Grudges 2-pack. But they are pretty much the same sculpt. You'll see it even has the tassel design that this one has, just kind of repainted. I will say that the head kind of sits high on both necks, so I'm going to say this is pretty much just a repainted version. If you want to pull out another Ultimate, it's called the WCW, and you can see, I guess they're about the same height. Obviously, a different design for the trunks, and if you want to bring out WrestleMania 7, that figure is a little bigger, as we almost take out the SummerSlam Ultimate. And while we're at it, why not? Let's bring out the iconic WrestleMania 6 Warrior versus this new Greatest Grudges Ultimate. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That all really helps my channel grow, so I do appreciate it, guys. We just actually hit 7,000 subs for my YouTube channel, so thank you so much for that milestone. I would really like to get to 10,000. That's my next big goal, so if you guys haven't and you do enjoy these reviews, subscribe. Like I said, it really does make a big difference. Let me know all your thoughts and comments on this brand new Ultimate Edition set. Will you be looking to add it to your collection? What do you like? What don't you like? All those thoughts down below. And don't forget to turn on those notification bells. Stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. So this set is available right now for pre-order on Amazon. It is retails at, I believe, $74.99. You can go and get the Greatest Grudges 2-pack. My personal take, this is without a doubt the greatest Papa Shango figure ever made. There's really no complaints other than the stupid leg, which is kind of sticking out, which is really annoying. But other than that, the figure looks great. I love the entrance coat. You get all this, like the voodoo necklace, the skull and bones necklace around here. You get the top hat, you get the interchangeable heads. The tattoo detailing looks great. like I said, absolutely the best Papa Shango. There's no doubt about it. So if you're a big Shango fan, here's a good one to grab and add to your collection. This is the one, not a good one, the one to add to your collection. Warrior is great. And like I said, is it too many Ultimate Warrior figures? Probably, but depends who you ask. I'm a huge Hulkamaniac, and I buy every Hogan figure. I say keep pumping them along. I will say Mattel does do Warrior really well. It's rare that you get a flop. I know I was talking about the WrestleMania 6 Ultimate, which could have been a little better, but this one is really nice and clean, and there's definitely a lot of different display options. You can go with the jacket. You can go with the goop on his face. You can go with the screaming scan. You can go with his ring gear. I personally think this attire, the like kind of like bluish with the white and the orange, just pops so nicely. Even the tassels are such like unique colors. So I say this is a win of a set. It's a really fun set. Really no complaints with the Warrior. I actually really do like most of it, right? If there's anything, maybe the head's a little bobbly on some of the pegs here. Maybe it sits a little high, but the figure's just so nice and clean. I love the new ankle articulation added to it. It really takes it to another level. Aesthetically, it just looks so much more pleasing. So head over to Amazon if you guys want to grab this. Again, thank you to Mattel for sending me this early sample to review for you guys. I hope we've went full on in depth and gave you a lot of details and helps you make a decision on this purchase. Before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Alex West Collects. Thank you all again so much for tuning in. It really does mean a lot, and I'll catch you all in the next video review.